Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to Diana Emerson Today. We're listening to The Sinner.
Morris is a generational kind of town where people grow up there and a lot of people don't live.
When I moved there was a hardware store. And then they got a restaurant.
When that one red light came into town, we were high class then.
Of course, church is a big part of our community in the South. Every Sunday, they're packed out.
It's hard to keep secrets there.
The devil used to go to church. Something bad's happened. I don't know what.
Go ahead and say sin.
You go, oh no, not in this town. That's just evil. That's just evil.
On February the 18th, 2015, our dispatchers received a call from Bank Street in the town of Morris.
Police department. Hey, I just got home and walked in the front door, and I don't know if the house has been broken into or what. The table's been knocked over. Okay, let us back up just a little bit. Okay, who are you? Cindy, Cindy Reed. Where do you live, Miss Reed? Right across the street from the Morris Police Station.
In relation to the Morris Police Department, you could have picked a rock up and threw it and hit it because it's basically across the street.
The officers that responded first encountered Cindy in the front yard of the home.
What's happening, man?
I came from my husband.
Cindy seemed visibly upset, but she was able to communicate.
You mind sitting in the backseat of my car?
Okay.
You'll be safe there. We're gonna go search your house, see if we can find your husband. Okay?
And they do not know what is going on in the house, so they have to assume that somebody may still be in there.
Police, anybody home?
As they entered the home and started walking towards the back of the house, they found Cindy's husband, Michael, slumped in the floor.
Michael, he wasn't hard to recognize. He was a big guy, and he'd grown up here so they knew who it was right away.
Starting an ambulance to my location.
Copy. They're en route.
That's my race.
Michael Earl Reese was born in Morris on July 5th, 1974, to Earl and Sandra Reese.
He was a very well-mannered child, easygoing. He loved people and people loved him. I mean, he cared how people thought about him.
Michael was a jokester. He loved to have his fun. If he wasn't joking, you knew something was wrong. He knew how to push my buttons, and once he seen that little vein pop out on my forehead, that's when he knew when to stop, and he would back away. But we had a great relationship as kids, and it even got stronger as adults.
Me and Michael have been friends since sixth grade. I mean, we literally grew up together our whole lives, all through school, and then after school, we were always close. He was always someone that was willing to help anybody for anything.
Michael's first marriage is to his college sweetheart.
It didn't work out, unfortunately, and he wound up getting divorced, but he always had that feeling that he was going to try it again.
He went to church every Sunday, and he worked in the church as well. He was looking for a good, strong Christian woman.
Hi, I'm Michael.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
Hi, Cindy. Glad to meet you. Mind if I sit here?
In 2008, Michael meets Cindy Henderson.
Sure looks delicious, doesn't it?
Michael was real smitten with Cindy when he met her. They talked on the phone for a little bit, and then they decided to go out on their first date.
They had gone to Milo's. Of course, I'm just like, that's where you go for your first date. But they both like Milo. They just thought that was okay. So he's like, okay, man, whatever.
Like Michael, Cindy is devoted to her church.
In a short period of time, they became close, and you kind of tell that it was going to go further than dating.
You could just see those little glances. I felt like was true love, that he finally found his true love.
On September 5th, 2009, Michael and Cindy married at Morris's Sardis Baptist Church.
Cindy looked beautiful in her dress. Michael looked very handsome in his suit.
Everybody was happy, and it couldn't have been no better. I mean, it was just a real sweet day.
It tells us how to pray in the Lord's Prayer.
Soon, Michael joined Cindy's church.
Michael was currently a Methodist, and then he got baptized in the Baptist church.
Michael, I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Praise God.
In small towns, specifically in the South, your church community is like an extended family.
She was a Christian woman. They was going to church regularly every Wednesday night, Sunday morning.
Less than 6 years into their marriage, Cindy comes home to find the house in disarray. After she calls 911, she calls family.
I answered the phone, and she says something had happened at the house, like somebody broke in or something, and could I come? I said, yes, I'm on the way. And I looked at my wife and said, something bad's happened. I don't know what.
My mom had called me, and I told my mom that I would get dressed and go down there and see what was going on.
Evening, Jim.
Before the family could get there, the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office begins its investigation.
The sheriff's office took over the case because Morris Police Department is a small-town police department. They don't have the resources that we have as a large department.
There were no signs of any physical break-in. But this is a small town. There's not a lot of crime. They're just still trusting people. The front door could have been unlocked and somebody could have just walked in.
Couldn't you struggle?
Yeah.
The house and the living room's in disarray. The table had been turned over. There were papers strewn everywhere.
There was a Piggly Wiggly bag laying on the sofa, and I noticed there was a Milo's bag to the right, just inside the door, and it appeared like that somebody had set it down as soon as they came in the house.
We found Mike back here.
As I walked down the hallway, I could see the back door was open. They were adding an addition room, and I could see Michael laying just inside this new room on the plywood floor.
He had a very apparent gunshot wound to the back of the head. It appeared to the officers initially that Michael had been standing facing that wall when he was shot from behind.
Michael never saw this coming. It was a cold-blooded execution. At that point in time, we were under the assumption that this was a burglary that went bad or that somebody was inside the house that Michael surprised.
That night, my friend sent me a text. Somebody just told me that Michael's been shot. I drove down towards Michael's house. and it was covered up with police units and fire and rescue and ambulances. Everybody was walking around at a regular pace. Nobody was running. Nobody was, trying to get in with gurneys and get anybody out. So I knew as soon as I pulled up that Michael was gone and that there wasn't nothing that could be done.
Already, neighbors are speculating.
I said, well, let me see. Somebody was dumb enough to break into a house across the street from the police department. That doesn't make sense. They didn't just drive down the road and say, let's choose that house. Maybe the police won't be there. You just couldn't believe it was random.
I thought it was someone who might have known him, someone who stepped out of the darkness.
The Sheriff's Department in Morris, Alabama, received a 911 call about a possible burglary, and Michael Reese is actually found deceased in the house.
Well, there's been a shooting, and they think it's a break-in.
Investigators take Cindy Reese to the station, hoping she can provide more details once she processes the shock. As several police agencies gather at the couple's home, so does Michael's family.
The yard was just full of paramedics and police. And there was a couple of cops standing close by, and I said, what's happened?
We're not sure what's happened yet.
He said, well, we're investigating. We can't talk about it right now. I said, is my son in that house? I said, you could at least let me know that. And he said, yeah, he's in the house. I said, is he dead?
We were told that Michael was killed. Dad almost hits the floor and I catch him to help him back up.
I was just, no. I just, no.
Only thing Dad could keep on saying was, this is going to kill your mother. She was fighting cancer, and she had just recently had her chemo treatment that day before.
Say, kid, you go to the house? Hello?
Mom was sitting in her recliner when I told her, and the only thing I could do was just told her. I told her that her first child was dead.
Inside the home, investigators process the crime scene.
It was determined that he had a single gunshot wound to the back of his head. There was actually no exit wound, so that would tell investigators that the bullet would have still been lodged inside of his head.
Once I finished going through the house, I had a list of people that I needed to speak with Cindy being the first person I wanted to talk with.
In any homicide case, you always want to look at the people who knew the victim. And his wife, Cindy, was, as far as we knew, the last person to see Michael alive. She was a very important witness.
Has anybody told you that Michael's
They told me he had been shot, but they never did really.
I'm so sorry. Cindy was very soft-spoken and physically upset. Let's talk about yesterday. What did y'all do yesterday morning?
Went to work. We got up late because it was so cold. I was a bum and hit the snooze.
Did Michael go to work also?
He took me to work, and then he went to work. He was probably an hour late because he didn't drop me off until almost 7:30.
Cindy Reese worked in the payroll division for Jefferson County Commission, which is inside the courthouse in Birmingham. What time did he come pick you up?
It was 5 o'clock.
Cindy Reese said that they had gone to check on her mom and then gone to church on a Wednesday night, which is a typical thing in the South.
Where did y'all go after that?
We stopped at Milo's to get something to eat. Just went through the drive-thru and got to the house because he had to bring Lucy, my dog, in because it was so cold. So I told him I would run up to a pig.
Cindy said that she didn't want to eat at that point in time. She wanted to run up to the Piggly Wiggly and Warrior. What did you buy to the pig?
I bought lunch meat, and I couldn't remember if Michael had orange juice.
In the house, there was a bag of Milos there, and the items that she went to purchase at the Piggly Wiggly were there.
Cindy was able to present two receipts, the receipts from the Milos and the receipt from the Piggly Wiggly, which did show the times that she had been at those locations.
Then she got home shortly after 8 p.m.
When she walked in the front door, she noticed there was a table turned over, and it appeared to her that a burglary had taken place.
Cindy explains that the room Michael was found in was an addition they were having built in hopes of having a baby.
Michael thought that it might be time to start thinking about children, so let's go ahead and plan ahead so that we've got a place for them in the house.
One of the things that the investigators wanted to determine from their interview with Cindy is who else may have had access to the home other than Cindy and Michael.
I really don't know.
There were contractors that were working on the Reese home. So that would have placed them with the ability to have access to the home.
I know the contractor was a good person because I checked his references.
Cindy gives them the name of the contractor so they can follow up.
You ever had a pistol?
I had it. There should have been a 38 sitting on the gun rack in the bedroom.
And we didn't see that.
Should have been one sitting right there.
When we found out that the 38 was missing, that stood out to us. I mean, it was assumed that may be the gun that was used in the homicide.
As authorities continue interviewing Cindy, loved ones grow worried about her.
We kept trying to find out about Cindy because we didn't know where she was. We wasn't able to talk to her. My parents and I were very concerned of her well-being and what she was going through.
It was probably 2 o'clock in the morning before I finally went home. And we just sat there and prayed. And we prayed and prayed. And just turn this over to God. We had to have more power than us to pull us through this because the pain is unreal.
As dawn breaks, the God-fearing community of Morris, Alabama, begins to confront its demons.
The town was shocked to begin with, first off, because it was Michael and so many people knew him. I mean, word spread fast in a town that small. People talk.
Morris is the kind of town that when you run into somebody, you stop and you talk.
Of course, they were on fire with gossip, and then, well, maybe the wife had something to do with it.
Rumors began to circulate of an inappropriate relationship by his wife with someone in the community.
It's just unthinkable.
Oh, you heard about her boyfriend, didn't you? And then it come out that she was spending time with the pastor at the church. And then you go, oh no, please no. Not here, not in this town. You know, it just all came pouring out after that.
Jefferson County detectives are investigating the homicide of Michael Reese. Everybody really wanted to know what happened. Is somebody on the loose? Is somebody doing things like this in small town Alabama? Or was this something a little bit closer to home?
The morning after the murder, investigators continue interviewing the victim's widow, Cindy.
Did you hear?
And the Morris, Alabama grapevine is buzzing.
He was so young.
There's always going to be those people that know what's going on, especially when you're dealing with a small town like Morris.
Somebody said, well, you know, Cindy had a boyfriend. It didn't take long for, oh, did you hear his pastor at the church?
Jeff Brown was the pastor there at Sardis Church, and Jeff was the one that baptized Michael.
Once Michael and Cindy are married, he went over to her church and did the baptism where they brought him into the church as a member.
Baptist churches. It's hard to keep secrets there.
Cindy thought that she was a lot more sly than she really was. She thought that people really weren't catching on, but people really were. She was not the brightest crayon in the drawer, for sure.
Sergeant Street questioned Cindy about the affair.
We're talking about Jeff Brown, right? Okay, and he was a pastor at Sardis Baptist, and you were
I was the worship leader, music director.
music director. Okay. What did he say his feelings were?
He felt the same way I did.
So you did fall in love with Jim? And he
Yeah.
Michael tried really hard to make things right after he found out about the affair. I mean, he really wanted things to work out. He was willing to forgive her. He was willing to start fresh. They went on vacations to Disney World because that was their big thing.
I think that Michael Reese wanted what everybody wants. A fairy tale, as his sister put it. Loving wife, nice home, future family.
were you wanting to work it out with Michael? What was your feeling?
I really didn't know. To be honest, I didn't know.
Let me ask you something. And I'm going to ask you straight here. Did you shoot Michael?
No. I would not be able to do that. I can't even shoot an animal when it's dying.
And then asked Cindy if Jeff was capable of killing Michael. She said absolutely not, that, you know, he was a preacher and he just wasn't capable of something like that. This Sergeant Brown Street, while we end this interview. At this point in time during the investigation, Cindy is definitely a suspect. Jeff Brown is definitely a suspect, but I do not have enough evidence for an arrest, so she was free to go.
Authorities follow up on the theory that the contractor might have been involved.
Hey there, how you doing?
I'm doing well. From the Jefferson County Sheriff's Department.
Cindy mentioned that there were contractors there and had access to the house. This is important because not only would they have had access, having a key, but they would have known the schedules of the owners of the home.
Can you tell us where you were last evening?
Where I am every Wednesday.
This happened on a Wednesday night after Wednesday night services, which are really popular in the town of Morris.
We have the churches. I mean, we got a bunch, and everybody's, you know where they are.
Wednesday nights are like Bible study classes, things like that.
The contractor was at church, just like Michael's family was at church.
The contractor and his employees, they were very cooperative. And they were easily eliminated as suspects.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
With the contractor ruled out, suspicion circled back to two people who were much closer to the victim.
Everybody knows that. When there's a death in a house, the first one you look at is the spouse that's breathing.
And a woman that is the music director at a church is having an affair with the pastor of the church. It's an element of evil. Those accusations got even worse once the pastor, Jeff Brown, came into the picture as a possible suspect.
Jeff, how you feel about Michael being dead?
I don't have words.
Once the investigation got rolling and it started pointing toward the wife and the pastor, it was a rift through the town. There were a lot of rumors and accusations.
Sinners go to church. You know, I'm a sinner saved by grace. But the pastor's got to be held to a higher standard, I think.
After investigators questioned Cindy, they asked Pastor Jeff Brown to meet with them.
How long have you known Cindy? Where did y'all meet?
I was a pastor candidate at Stars Baptist Church back in August of 2013.
At the time, Jeff was married with children.
Everybody has skeletons in their closet, but it's a lot harder to keep those skeletons in the closet when you live in such a small community.
How long before y'all actually raised the stakes a little bit or admitted that y'all had feelings for each other? You remember?
It was probably March of 2014.
When investigators speak to Jeff, he acknowledges an inappropriate relationship.
The affair was enough to break up Jeff's marriage.
Jeff did file for, and they did get a divorce.
Are you in love with Cindy?
I am.
Still?
Absolutely.
Jeff claims he was in Aniana, more than 30 miles away from Morris at the time of the shooting.
Did you have a motive for killing?
Absolutely not.
What
I'm a
about
preacher
marriage?
with two kids, right? 2 kids and 1 on the way.
Preaching with 2 kids, you also have an affair with a married woman, right?
You're absolutely right. Don't hate the sin. Don't hate the sinner, hate the sin.
I do think you or her, I think you or Cindy did it.
And I respectfully disagree.
With no evidence tying Jeff to the murder, investigators decide to release him, although they and the family believe he and Cindy were somehow involved. But the Reese family has to keep their suspicions in check.
We didn't see Cindy until we went to make funeral arrangements at the church. And she was number 1 suspect. We knew that. But the problem we was having, she was still classified as Michael's wife, and she could bury him anywhere she wanted to. So we had to play the part of ignorance. We had to look her straight in the eye and say, we don't think you did this.
Miss Michael Riley. She was telling me that she didn't have nothing to do with this, that she loved us, and she thought the world of us, and that she loved Michael.
When you're somebody like Michael Reese that really doesn't have an enemy in the world, usually this person sleeping next to you that's your worst enemy. It was pretty much in my head that if she didn't do it, she knew who it was.
dig into the evidence to uncover the truth.
There's lots of things that we noticed that stood out to us strange, just piquing my suspicions on whether or not Cindy and Jeff may have been involved or not.
Cindy's original statement to the police indicated they had been at church and then went to pick up some dinner at Milo's. But right after they got home, she indicated that she wanted to go to the grocery store to pick up some things like sandwich meat that would be for Michael's lunch in the morning.
For the investigators who grew up in Alabama, the story does not make sense.
Anybody that lives in Alabama knows that you have to eat Milo's hot, especially the fries. If they get cold, they're awful, but they're amazing when they're hot.
And plus, Michael's favorite luncheon meat was boar's heads, which you buy at Publix. And Publix was right across the street from Milo.
After their release, Cindy and Jeff continue to see each other, and the rumor mill keeps churning.
There was something sinister the way they were together.
Could a preacher and his music director really have committed murder?
Mm-hmm. The devil used to go to church. I mean, they got to keep up the facade.
Still, authorities need hard evidence before they can make any arrests.
You can lie to law enforcement, but you can't change the evidence. The evidence never lies.
How we doing?
Hey, what we got? Myself and Sergeant Ellen Shire were able to get the phone records and go through them.
Perhaps the most valuable evidence that investigators were able to get out of the phone records is the inordinate amount of constant communication that was taking place between Cindy and Jeff.
They are in constant communication. There's always a phone call or a text message going back and forth between Jeff and Cindy throughout the day of the murder.
All the way up until the 911 phone call. One of the most haunting communications during that day was a text from Jeff Brown to Cindy Reese that said, "Keep me posted." Just those 3 words. That text was at 6:57 p.m., which was right before they got out of church. And at 7:02 p.m., Cindy called Jeff and left the phone on.
She had her Bluetooth device on and had Jeff on the other line, but the two of them weren't communicating.
The line stayed open as if Jeff was listening in on Michael and Cindy's conversation while they were going home.
I'm hungry. Can't wait to get my mind out.
They went through Milo's at 7:18 p.m. I've got that through receipts. All the way till 7:32, she had an open line with Jeff, so that means Jeff was sitting there listening.
I'm going to get busy.
I'm going to go over to the Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly Wiggly, your father's going to get cold.
All right.
Jeff Brown had claimed he was 30 miles away. So investigators used the phone records to triangulate his exact location.
He was nowhere near Ayana, just because of the towers he was bouncing off of. He was not in that area.
We know from the cell phone records that he was actually at or very near the location of the Reese home when Michael was murdered.
But did he do it, or did she do it? Who killed Mike? Was it Jeff or was it Cindy?
On March the 11th, 2015, Sergeant Street and I created an operation plan to arrest Jeff Brown and Cindy Reese for the murder of Michael Reese.
Cindy had a job in the Jefferson County Courthouse in the finance department.
And Cindy and Jeff met on a daily basis to eat lunch together. We knew Jeff Brown picked Cindy up every day in front of the courthouse here in Birmingham, and they would drive off somewhere. And then they would come back.
I was standing on the sidewalk in front, and Jeff pulled up was fixing to let Cindy out. He saw me, I saw him, and he started to pull off. The patrol car pulled in front of their car, and in the back of their car.
Do not move. Sheriff's office, show me your hands.
And then they were taken out by gunpoint and arrested.
Prosecutors charge both Jeff Brown and Cindy Reese with murder. Cindy does not stay behind bars for long.
There was speculation that she used the money that she and Michael had gotten for the home renovations to be able to make her bond.
Then after that, I saw Cindy standing in her yard. Of her own volition, she just walked out and started talking to me. And said, my lawyer says I don't have anything to worry about. They can't prove anything. I said, Cindy, there's an old law enforcement saying, first one to squeal gets the best deal. And I think you know somebody's squealing.
In August 2016, Jeff Brown pleads guilty to a reduced charge of manslaughter and rolls on Cindy about the murder.
I'm going to get Lindsay. Jeff reported that while he was on the phone with Cindy,
I'm gonna go to Piggly Wiggly.
around the time of Michael's murder,
Your fries are going to get cold.
Jeff said he heard a pop.
I don't think he flat out says that Cindy killed Michael, but that she had to be the one.
Jeff said that later that night he met Cindy at the local gas station and she gave him a .38 revolver.
Get rid of this.
He says that on that night he drove towards Highway 78 and he got rid of the gun.
The area is a really rural, overgrown highway, and police were never able to recover that gun.
At the January 2017 trial of Cindy Reese, Pastor Jeff Brown is the star witness.
Crimes conceived in hell have devils for witnesses. And in this case, that devil would be Jeff Brown.
When Cindy also testifies, it becomes a Southern-tinged case of he said, she said.
Cindy denied shooting Michael, and Jeff denied shooting Michael.
Our office was torn on who the killer was.
I've always thought that it was Jeff Brown that pulled the trigger. I believe full-heartedly that it was Cindy that did it.
I put my money on Cindy because I think she really wanted to be with this other joker.
The way the law works in the state of Alabama is that two people commit a crime. Both of them are guilty. So in this case, it didn't matter under the law whether Jeff or Cindy pulled the trigger.
And then there's the question of motive.
Investigators have gathered a great deal of evidence, and it seems to point to these two building a life together, which shows us the motive for them to kill Michael Reese.
When questioned about why she didn't just divorce Michael, she said that her family didn't believe in divorce.
Cindy didn't believe in divorce, and she wanted to get out of this marriage. And killing Michael was one way to do it.
We still can't wrap that around our heads of why she thought that possibly murder would be more acceptable
the divorce.
Michael would have gotten over it. He got over another divorce. He would have gotten over it. So why kill him?
Ultimately, the jury finds Cindy Reese guilty of murder, and a judge sentences her to 40 years in the Alabama state prison system. As part of his plea deal, Jeff Brown receives 20 years in prison.
It didn't change anything because Michael was still dead. I mean, so really, it didn't.
Mom was able to see Cindy and Jeff arrested. Unfortunately, my mom did not make it to the trial. She had passed on before.
Michael could have been with his mother when she died. Cindy and Jeff Brown stole that.
All you can think over and over again is, how can that be possible if the Patrick's supposed to be a man of God, that now here my best friend is dead and this man's responsible for it, along with the woman that was supposed to love him, more than anybody else.
It's good and evil. That's exactly what it is. It was on a Wednesday night, wasn't it? Sitting in church, knowing I'm fixing to kill my husband. That's just evil. That's just evil.
I miss everything about Michael. I miss sorry guys. The most that I miss about Michael is him not getting to know my daughter. And my daughter not getting to know her uncle.
I miss my son daily. He's been dead for years now, and there's not a day that I don't think of him. I cut the grass at the cemetery. I go and check him all the time. I miss him so much. That's about caps it up.